and I don't know what to say. I mean, things are going to go bad sometimes. You guys are all professional traders. Like, oh, you should hedge somewhere else at BitMEX, or if you're really concerned about your long position at Bitfinex, while you could have hedged,
No! No! God, please, no! 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 God! No!
Lucky for you, there is an alternative. Deribit is a Dutch Bitcoin exchange out of Amsterdam, open since June 2016. The exchange is a double whammy, offering both Bitcoin futures and options derivatives for Bitcoin, hence Deribit. The UI is simple. Both can be accessed on the left-hand side of the screen. Let's see it in dark theme, it's easier in the eyes. After depositing, you will see a balance at the top of the screen after one confirmation. I'll split up the video into several parts here. To learn how to use the futures exchange, just stand by. For the options, skip to this timestamp. Alright, the completionist, I like it. And let's do a sample transaction. The price is trading at $9,925. If I wanted to open a long position here, we would either need to select the number of contracts we'd like to place at $10 per contract, or the amount of Bitcoin itself. If I enter one contract, below the buy and sell buttons is the margin required to open the position. Since the website uses 50x or 50 times leverage, this will be 2% of the position in Bitcoin. There will also be a maintenance margin requirement of 1.5%, which will scale down your open position if active orders exceed the maintenance margin percentage. Be aware that this increases linearly at a rate of 0.5% per 100 Bitcoin exposed in a position. This is to reduce risk to both you and the exchange, preventing an enormous position from being liquidated at once, affecting the order books and exchange liquidity. So, as an example position, a 5 BTC position required 1.5% plus 5 over 100 times 0.5%. This works out to 2.025% maintenance margin, or 0.10125 BTC. There's no need to break out the calculator though. Your maintenance margin requirement is in the header. Just keep your balance above this number. I'll open a one contract long position. The boxes below show which futures contract you have purchased, of which there are 3, expiring the 25th of May, the 29th of June, and the 28th of September. The size in contracts and Bitcoin, the average price of your long position or short order, the mark price, which is the current index price, your liquidation, profit or loss, your unrealized and realized profit and loss, your paid initial margin and your current maintenance margin, and the last settlement. There's also summary information of your positions displayed in the header. Like competitors, the exchange offers multiple order types, including limit orders with 3 rule sets: good till cancel, fill or kill, and immediate or cancel. For a refresher, just hover over them. There's also a stop limit order. This places a limit order once a price threshold has been passed. And market orders, immediate execution regardless of order book depth. The limit orders can also be post only to prevent immediate execution, or hidden orders, so they don't appear in the order book whatsoever. This will cause your order to be executed at taker pricing though, instead of maker, so be aware of that. Speaking of the fee structures, like some competitor exchanges, this exchange pays you to set limit orders. Market makers will be paid 0.2%, while market takers will pay 0.05%. If, God forbid, you end up liquidating your account, 0.1% fees will be charged to top up the insurance fund, saving other traders from socialized losses and clawbacks. After speaking with John Jansen, the CEO of Deribit, isolated margin is a feature to be added in the future, with sub-accounts and free transfer between them to be coming soon. This allows you to limit BTC exposure between accounts without having to make multiple Deribit accounts on different emails. That just about covers futures. But there are others, some might say better derivatives, where you don't get instantly liquidated on a wick and cry on forums about the exchange being a scam. This is where options come into play. Oh, what's an option? I'm glad you asked. This is the only exchange that seems to offer them yet. Like a futures contract bought with leverage, this kind of derivative product can be used to mitigate counterparty risk. Very handy for the Bitcoin trader. They don't have to keep all of their assets on an exchange and risk losing all to Mark Karpelès. A good way to look at options is like insurance. The difference is that the option is a lot more flexible. A right to execute, not an obligation. Unlike futures, the maximum loss is the money that you buy the options contract with, and instead of the risk of getting liquidated on a price spike, the risk is time. You pay a premium for how long you want the contract to last, so more time in a sideways period, the worse your experience may be. For a lot of crypto investors, this kind of options table will be new to you, so I'll quickly walk you through it. You can buy put options. These allow you to sell the asset at a specific price in the future, or call options, which allow you to buy the asset at a specific price in the future, and these settle on 4 different dates. The first settles on the underlying index price on the 11th of May. This is 5 days, 10 hours from now. And 3 assets in the future on the 25th of May, the 29th of June, and the 28th of September respectively. This column is the strike price. This is the settling price of the contract. Since these are European style options, they will be exercised only at expiration. Here's an example available on the Deribit documentation on the left hand side of the screen. You bought a call option with a strike price of $10,000 for 0.05 BTC. This is the right to buy 1 BTC for $10,000. Now imagine at the time of expiration, the BTC index price reaches $12,500, and expiration or delivery of the price is $12,500. Now this option will settle with a value of $2,500, which is 0.2 BTC. So at expiration of the option, your account will be credited with 0.2 BTC. Your initial purchase price was 0.05 BTC, so your profit is 0.15 BTC. There are more examples with alternative scenarios as well just below. Now, for those of you with options experience already, the Greeks are available by mousing over the delta, allowing the gamma, theta, and vega to be seen. Now let's do a quick trade example on the interface. Let's say I would like to buy a call option which expires a week from now, giving me the right to buy 1 BTC at $7,000. I, being the trader, would buy this believing the price to be above $7,000. If the price is below this in 1 week, the call option does expire worthless. On the right hand side you can see the order book. We can either add to this with limit orders or take away using market orders. The fees are 0.04% regardless. Now below, implied volatility here, this is the best indication of how cheap or expensive an option is. Simply, this is how far the traders expect the price to move. When the implied volatility is high, traders are willing to pay more for a contract because they expect a bigger move. If it's low, traders don't expect a lot of movement, so the price is lower. Bear in mind that these high IV rates are due to the lower volume on the exchange. However, this can change dramatically with a higher user base, of course. Let's back out. The current price is $9,732. On the contract with a strike price of $7,000, the bid and ask to buy a call contract should be proportional to the Bitcoin price minus the strike price. For these contracts at $12,000, the call contracts are very cheap, the premium is very low. This is because they will be worthless if the Bitcoin price does not at least reach the strike price. But for the sake of brevity, I'll discuss other trading strategies in another video. Now, hopefully this was a brief enough overview of options, since they were, as far as I know, the first website to offer true options. You might say, but Mr. Joza, BitMEX has an up contract, that's an option. Well, that's correct, but you're paying significantly higher fees, and you're betting against the exchange instead of the free market. The contract can only be bought as well, so you're betting against BitMEX or their market maker, who is the only entity that can short the contract. They're printing money off of unaware users with this premium. Deribit did release a statement about this. I'll link their tweet in the video description below. Oh, and one more thing. The website features an exceptionally fast trading engine. It's able to accept hundreds of trades per second per user. This allows HFT or high frequency trading. Execution times are 1 millisecond, so if you send a burst of 300 transactions in 1 second, the last will be executed after 300 milliseconds. All the information you need for connecting to the API is in the documentation tab on the left and API. And at time of writing, there is no KYC requirement on the website since they only deal with Bitcoin, so you can be up and trading within 1 Bitcoin confirmation. So which exchange would I recommend?
Maybe in a few years.
How about now?
I prefer
A working exchange.
I said
A working exchange.
perfection.